Hi everyone, Chris Natzke here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week. This week I wanted to talk about a concept that is really entertained me for quite some time, and it's the distinction about how discipline leads to freedom. Now I know what you're thinking, I'm the martial art guy, all about discipline, but the fact of the matter is we all deal with our own struggles with discipline time in our lives. And what I realized is when I was teaching students in the martial arts for literally decades, is I wasn't really teaching discipline, I was teaching self-discipline. That discipline was coming from the inside out. Now when you think about the words freedom and discipline, they seem like they're totally diametrically opposed. When you think of discipline, you might think of austere rules and regulations, and when you think about freedom, you think about just being able to do whatever you want without any consequence to your action. But the fact of the matter is they both blend with each other. And as I said, they're not impacted necessarily by what happens outside of us. It's about what happens inside of us. You know, think about this for instance. People who are disciplined about their money tend to have money to be able to spend on the things that they want to later on. So they have the freedom to use their money because they're disciplined. People who are focused on their health and wellness in their diets and in their exercise generally take better care of their bodies, and then later in life they have the ability to have the freedom to use those bodies. And then also people who are very disciplined about their time generally have a really good balance between their work and their play. So they're able to have the freedom to play when they want to. So the idea of freedom and discipline is that they really come and they join together to really help us through our lives. Now, the thing that I really want to impress upon us all is that, again, freedom doesn't necessarily come from the outside, it comes from the inside. And I want to share this quote from one of my favorite books. It's called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Now, Viktor Frankl was in a Nazi concentration camp. And he actually survived because he realized that when he focused on and he was disciplined about his thought, he was able to get through the experience. And here's what he says. He says, "The one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. The last of one's freedoms is to choose one's attitude in any given circumstance." Think about that. Freedom comes from the inside based on discipline of thought. Now, when you think of discipline, oftentimes you can think that it's really hard to do, but the interesting thing about it is when you make your mind up, it can not only be relatively simple practice to continue to do each day, it can actually be fun. I mean, think about this. Personal trainers constantly will tell their clients to find exercises they enjoy, because if they know that they enjoy them, they're more apt to do them. And the other thing is discipline doesn't need to be these massive actions. They just need to be small actions built on top of one another. Or like a teacher told me, is that small things done consistently over time lead to great results. Now, discipline is not always easy to do. You know, let's not fool ourselves. I know in my own life, sometimes the thing that's hardest for me is being disciplined about my thoughts and my attitudes when worry creeps in or fear about what the future might hold. And also, you know, being tempted to get that second tub of popcorn when I go to the movies. But the fact of the matter is what I've realized is when I can project myself out just a little bit in the future, and I say to myself, boy, if I'm disciplined about this act, I'm going to feel good. I'm going to feel so much better in the future. It helps me to stay on track. So this week, I've got a challenge for all of us. Where can we practice a little more discipline in our lives? Is in our finances? Is in our time management? In health and wellness? Is it a meditation practice? Or is it just up-leveling our thoughts so that the way that we're speaking and the way that we're thinking are expanding our minds, our hearts, so we can make the impact we're meant to make? So there you have it. There's this week's Mind of the Champion tip of the week. Discipline leads to freedom. And I just have to say, I'm so grateful. There's so many of you that give me such great comments and share the videos. I'm just so touched by you doing that. So if you like this, please comment, like, and share this video. And then also, if you'd like a little bit more, just check the link below for my new report, which is the top 10 big ideas to become a black belt leader. Well, thanks so much, and we'll see you next time on the Mind of the Champion tip of the week.